Ethan Hawke, it is such a pleasure to talk to you, but with all due respect, you were freaking terrifying in this movie. Did you recognise yourself watching it back?
You know, I've gotten so interested in the math of making a movie, of what shots make it work, what shots make it fake, how does humor work, how does fear work. I've gotten so interested in that I don't think about it in terms of myself in that way. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't want to be a person who locks up children in a basement and, you know, does terrible things, right? So I don't relate to the character, okay? So it's more like, you feel more like you're painting a picture, and you're painting a scary picture. And is it scary? Yeah, good. I did my job.
Ethan should know, as this isn't the first time his movies have given us nightmares.
Get the kids, pack the car. We have to leave here now.
But this character is something else entirely.
I came to see him more as a metaphor of evil, you know, and that mysterious force for darkness that we know is at play in the world. Why do bad things happen to good people? Why? You know, and what can you do about it? And if you were to meet those bad things, what would he look like? You know? He'd look like me.
There were some incredible performances in this movie, yours included, but we have to talk about Mason and Maddie, who play Finney and Gwen. They're so young, they're so talented. What did you learn from them?
They have all this energy for the joy of, okay, it's midnight. There's a bunch of people having a sleepover. There's 10 of them in a room. They've got their popcorn. They're gonna wanna watch a scary movie. Are we gonna give them a good one? And their imaginations just go into a sense of play right away. And the whole thing doesn't become a job anymore. You know, it's not a job, it's fun. And they're looking at it from that way. So what I learn is, it's like touching the straight socket of electrical energy of what's valuable about my job.
Recently, you reflected on a movie that you made when you were really young, being the 33rd anniversary of Dead Poets Society. Did you know at the time that what you were making was going to be so special?
No. You can't know when you're 18 years old, you know. I mean, that's when you're in the moment and you just try not to make a fool of yourself, and you're worried the movie's going to be terrible and it's going to be your fault.
From the moment we enter crying to the moment we leave dying, it'll just cover your face as you wail and cry and scream.
Don't you forget this.
I knew that I was incredibly blessed to be in presence of some of those people. You know, I knew that Robin Williams was a comic genius, but I don't know if you would have told me then that 30 years from now, people would have Carpe Diem tattooed on their arm and be wanting to talk to me about the movie. And it really spoiled me, that it showed me early on that whenever anybody tells you nothing matters, nothing makes a difference, it's just a movie, that they're wrong, that things do matter. And if you do make something right with a tremendous amount of love, it is possible that people will notice. And it's possible that it can make a difference for good.
Is that the kind of advice then that you've given your daughter Maya? She's followed you into this industry, so when it comes to her choosing work or knowing what she's capable of?
I mean, you know, ultimately our actions speak so much louder than our words. I think I've showed her through my actions what I believe in. I mean, I obviously believe in this profession. I believe in storytelling, all that to this day, and she would have to answer that question. She's a much better poet than I ever was.
Well, also a very talented singer too. Ethan Hawke, thank you for educating us throughout all your fabulous movies, for making us laugh, making us cry, now making us scream in absolute terror. It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure was mine.
God. The Black Phone, that movie looks scarier than Sydney Aquarium's dugong budget.